Good day. Welcome to session 12 of Data Network Security 1. Today we'll be looking at unvalidated redirects and forwards. Now at the end of this session, you'll be looking at how to explain unvalidated redirects and forwards, look at some type of vulnerabilities associated with this, see how to prevent these attacks and exploit this in arturomutual.com. Now, web apps frequently process redirects to other pages using parameters. So you click on some part of your website and it takes you to a different page altogether. That is redirect. Now, if these parameters are not validated, an attacker can take advantage of these by crafting a different redirection. So an attacker can make use of this redirect and redirect or direct the user to a different page which he or she has created. And basically this is to get some critical information from the user by way of phishing. Now, what are the implications? An attacker could craft a link in a malicious phishing email where the link uses a host domain name for the target website. Now, how do we check whether you are vulnerable to unvalidated redirects and forwards? You need to review the codes for all uses of redirect or forward. Now, for each use, identify if the target URL is included in any parameter. Now, if the code is unavailable, check all parameters to see if they look like part of a redirect or forward URL definition or destination, and test those that do. Now, one main vulnerability is phishing through URL redirection. Now, phishing in itself is a social engineering technique, and here an attacker pretends or masquerades as a legitimate user where the victim might do business with. And here the idea is to provide confidential information, frequently authentication credentials that can later be used by the attacker. So phishing essentially is a form of information gathering, as the name suggests, phishing for information. A hypertext transfer protocol parameter may be found to hold a URL value and cause the web application to redirect the request to some specified location. Now, by modifying this URL or the URL value to a malicious site, an attacker may just successfully launch a phishing scam and steal user credential. And the fact that the server name is identical or the server name that has been modified looks like the original server names helps the attacker by giving the phishing attempt a more reliable appearance. So we can see from the codes there that we have a location http demo.textfire.net, and this looks similar to the original website of arturomutual.com. So attackers can use this in various ways. Now, another kind of vulnerability is the DOM-based cross-site scripting and open redirect. Now, DOM element values can allow flow to a location control DOM elements value, and this causes the web application to redirect the request to a specified URL. Now, the fact that the server name, like I said, looks the same doesn't speak of anything, but it gives the attacker a more reliable appearance of the website, the phishing website. Now, another one is open redirect. Now, an HTTP parameter could hold a URL value and cause the website application to redirect. And modifying this, an attacker gets the opportunity to launch a phishing scam and steals user credential. So in the code below, you can see that there are some URL substrings with some redirection sites. So we have windows.location with the href, and that one creates a redirection URL where when the user clicks or executes this part of the code, it redirects to a different site. How do we prevent unvalidated requests or unvalidated redirects and forwards? Now, simply by avoiding redirects and forwards. You don't need to implement them. If don't involve user parameters in calculating a destination. Now, it is recommended that any such destination parameters be a mapping value rather than the actual URL or portion of the URL. Avoid such flaws in extremely important, or is extremely important, as they are a favorite target of phishers trying to gain access to the user or trying to gain the user's trust. So here we've been looking at, in this model, we've been looking at details of unvalidated redirects, and we said that this should be avoided as much as possible. And some of the different types of vulnerability has been looked at. We've also seen how to prevent some of them. Now, take your time and go through the Sakai platform, go through the slides, and you'll be able to do more hands-on on unvalidated redirects and forwards. Also exploit the artoromutual.com site and get more details. This will bring us to the end of session 12. I'll see you in session 13.